Sunday from the Island Country Club just outside of Seoul, where we will decide the winner of the 7th KYOCHON Honey Ladies Open here on the 4th event of the 2021 KLPGA Tour. My name is Adam Jenkins. Privileged once again to be in the broadcast booth with you this afternoon as we get our first look at the beautiful conditions for the day. Clear skies, very comfortable 20 degrees, no chance of rain in the forecast. And the wind, well, it's not as bad as it has been, to be quite frank. About 4.4 meters per second at the start of our broadcast just after 1 p.m. local time. Although the gusts, they are not going anywhere. They'll be hanging around with us all afternoon, currently gusting around 8.6 meters per second. And we begin our coverage on the day with a near hole out. We'll take a whole lot more of those over the course of the next 3 hours or so, all the way up to the trophy presentation. No matter how long you look at it, it's still going to need a bit of a nudge from the putter. It's Na Hee-won. Birdie on the first, pars the rest of the way. She is sitting at 5 under par, currently in a tie for 4th position. Let's check in with our featured group for the first time today. Jian Sol at 6 under par, trying to coast that one in, and will not roll in off the right edge of the cup. She will stay at 6 under, another tap in to come. And Chung Jimin 2 from the front edge of the green. The line looks juicy. He's just going to run out of steam towards the cup. And another member of our featured group on the day, Chae Hee-jin, won't pick up any ground either. She turned pro in 2017, and she has been just an absolute force on the KLPGA Tour, and some noise made on the LPGA Tour as well. Some pretty high highs for the 21-year-old. Decent approach, just slightly overhit. And we'll get our confirmation of the par on 7. Birdie bid for Pak Bo-gyum. And currently in the lead and looking to stay there with a par putt to stay at 8 under par is Pak Bo-mi. She will head to 8 at 8 under par, alone atop the leaderboard. Missed the cut the opening 3 events of the season. She has found her game at the right time. Min-young. This is a very good looking putt, all the way down to the bottom of the cup. Second birdie of the front 9. She is out with a 35 and at 4 under par. Well, this is where they had just finished. Second par 3 of the round, 147 meters, 161 yards from the tee box to the pin, and you can see where everyone has fared today. Only 3 birdies recorded, 23 pars, 8 bogeys. "15 yards off the front of the green, 13 yards from the right is the pin location today. Meters at the apex. It's off to the left, which is where she wants to be, just a little bit too heavy. Will come to rest just at the back edge. Missed the cut at the 2019 edition of this tournament, tied for 101st. Opened with a 78 and a 74 in the second round, finish at 152 combined strokes for the 2 days. Not going to cut it. Of course, that tournament went on to be won by Park So-yeon. Jae-Jin going with the 8-iron here at 8. She's going to hang on. No, she's not. It's a heavy bounce and off the back all the way and into the sand. Bogeyed the second before some course corrections on 3 and 6, but this will be toughest shot of her round, to say the least. Lucky for the sand, otherwise that would have been wet. And Top Tracer technology showing you the path, and yes, all the way down into the white stuff. Kim Yeon-son unable to connect. And last but certainly not least, Chien-Sul. She's going with 9, perhaps after getting scared off a little bit from what she just saw, and that seems to be the perfect club. She will be sitting the best out of the bunch. They'll make their way downhill, over the bridge, and to the green. No, that was not a person on the green nearly getting hit by that approach shot. The beauty of instant replay. Pretty good timing, though. Got to give the guy credit. And this island green at 8 with a nice extra bit of motivation from Medio. You can see the money raised throughout the course of the season. As I mentioned, this is the 4th tournament of the young KLPGA season. Not sure how much marketing they put into the English side of things, but birdies for bucks would have been a pretty good play there, and they're raising some won for a good cause. Let's catch back up with Jae-Jin from the sand. .34th in the world Rolex rankings heading into this week. Surprisingly, the lowest she has been in the 2021 season. And it is 5 under heading to 12 for Kim Yeon-son. Final hole of the front nine for 91. Decent approach, keeping the sand out of play. One would be great, but more than a reasonable two-putt bid to come for her. Back to 8. Pak Bo-mi. 9.2 meters out, left to right movement. Up the hill into a stop within the shadow of the flag. Looking for her third birdie of the front nine. Averaging 30.9 is the putting average for the 24-year-old. She heads up the hill as well and does get the birdie to fall. Birdied here yesterday as well. That will get her back within a stroke of her group mate. Lee Ga-young is going to come up short from the fairway. Up 10 position from where she started the day into a tie for fourth, 72 and 70 her opening 2 rounds. Featured group, the 25th and last to tee off from the first hole. "75 golfers made the cut to this third and final round. All it took for Pak So-yeon last year to wrap it up. It was a slim margin victory, just a 1 stroke, but all it took was a 71. That's what happens when you open your round with a 65. This is to avoid dropping after the recovery from the sand. And she overthought it all the way. Bogey on 2 and now bogey on 8, and she is down to 5 under par. Eight iron on 12. This will be the next par 3 that our featured group will face. Kim Yeon-son coming up all kinds of short. Well, after just seeing her lead reduced, the pressure is certainly on the 28-year-old. Unfazed here on 8, she will head to 9, still with a one-stroke cushion. Pars every time she has played the par 3 8th. And this is where they will be putting next. Nahian. Just coming up about a foot short on that birdie bid. And the overview of this 326-meter par 4. Dog leg to the right on the way back in towards the clubhouse. The last hole they will play on the west coast, the landing zone, about 255 meters from the tee. Bunker off to the left and bunkers off to the front left and the front right as well. 26 of the 43 meters deep is the pin, about 15 yards from the right edge, and it's a nasty downhill slope to the right edge as well, so anything in line with that bunker either gets you in the sand or gets you sloping down towards the rough. .71.5% driving accuracy, only making 10 of the 14 fairways she played yesterday. Makes good here at 9. Fading off to the right edge. A 5 on the scorecard here on 9 in the opening round. Similar looking trajectory to the shot we just saw from Jian Sol. But further down the fairway and closer towards the middle. Averaging a hair over 225 meters on average driving on the par 4s and 5s yesterday in round 2. Each of the 3 in the feature group are in the fairway. They will make their way down for their second shots. In the meantime, we will keep an eye on the rest of the field, and yes, nice to see the umbrellas out for sun protection and instead of rain protection like we saw in the opening round. A cold, windy, rainy day to start the competition. And an opening round 66 despite the conditions. Jian Sol was leading the way. It was a 68 for Pak Bo Mi, a 70 for Che Jin. Allow this analyst, thanks to what we're calling 4D technology. Club face just a little bit open on contact. That's lead to draw, which is the way to play this dog leg or any dog leg to the right. For a right-handed golfer, at least. And Nahian is able to collect her par. Out with a 35 after a bogey at 1, or birdie at 1, excuse me. Pars the rest of the way. Nahian in a tie for third. She commences her back 9. Another good-looking recovery from the sand. We'll trade the sand wedge for the putter. On average, she is the shortest off the tee in the group. She was the shortest off the tee on 9, first to play and first to reach the green. Would be pretty fascinating to see our graphics of the approach shots onto the green. They all seem to attempt to play in a very similar position to what we just saw from Jian Sol. And we'll check in on a very nice approach, flexing the short game. Off the rough, inside a meter away. 이가연. Very nicely done. (128 meters out is Che Hee-jin. Dead on with the approach, and almost as if I had a crystal ball. No, just a lot of very good approaches just like that. As I said, if you try and go over the bunker, you're risking obviously coming up short and landing in the sand. Otherwise, it's not a very nice downhill slope away from the flagstick towards the right edge of the green, if not off the green. Closest to 115 meters out. She's the biggest power hitter on tour, averaging 270 meters off the tee. All three in a tight little grouping, and they will head to the green. Meanwhile, Kim Yeon-son will head to 13 at 5 under par. 3 strokes back of our leader. Pak Bo-mi leading the way with Chian Sol hot on her heels. Che Hee-jin leading a group of 5 players tied for third at 5 under par. This is the 7th KYOCHON Honey Ladies Open from the Island Country Club here on the KLPGA Tour. Just under 30 minutes into our coverage on Championship Sunday. Back to 9 with Chae Jean, her birdie bid. Weight was perfect, line nearly. There will be no bounce back from the bogey on 8. She is out with a 36. Out with a 34 in the opening 2 rounds. Chanuri around the world and down into the cup, picking up birdie. Third birdie of the day. Keeping herself inside that top 10 of the leaderboard. KYOCHON. And bouncing off the right side of the fairway and into the fairway bunker. Next to putt, Chien Sol. From a whisker inside 7 meters out. That looked like the line was spot on this time. Reverse from what we just saw from Chae Jean. Birdie to get to 6 under on 12. Just stopping short. Yiga Young will stay at 5 under par.
원거리 버디.
6.3 meters out. Pak Bo Mi complete a round of pars. Assuming that Chien Sol is able to drop here. It's an opening 9 of a 34 for Pak Bo Mi. Identical score to what she shot yesterday.
한차 단독선으로 전반에 마친 박보미 선수였습니다.
And immediately not happy. 122 meters out from the sand. Not going to be able to get on the putting surface, KYOCHON. Nearly a commentator's jinx, but
위험할 뻔했습니다.
in the end, doesn't matter how nervous it was until the ball went down in the cup, it did fall in the end. She will head to 10 at 7 under par, and yes, rub that putter, keep the good luck in the club face.
아찔한 상황이었습니다.
Nahiyeon
나경원 마음에 들지 않습니다.
from the fairway at 10, and in the opposite direction of where she needs to be, pin high, but a lengthy uphill putt with some movement to come. And this is the flyover, the first hole, the south course here at the Island Country Club. Beg your pardon, jumping the gun. I believe this is actually 17, and this is where we find Im Hee Jeong. Look at all the circles on the scorecard for her. 1, 2, 3, 4, count them up, 5 and 6.
12번부터 15번.
Up 22 spots from where she started the day. 3 strokes back, which is 2 holes to play, and a tie for third.
사망구역과 불에서 빠져나왔습니다.
It's good play, but it's also encouraging signs for anyone who's about to start their back nine. Her second shot on the par 4 17th. And onto the green. But rolling away. Come to rest. Still a chance for the 7th birdie. Just going to take a good putt to get there. Park Ji-young going pin seeking and dropping it from a great recovery. She can't even believe it from that tee shot. And yes, a well-deserved round of applause. We will be seeing that shot again. What a tremendous shot. Let's get one more look at it. First of many replays. 2 bounce and a roll all the way in. You could hear the reaction right away. That is just the second eagle we've seen at this competition. That'll make her feel better about the double on 2. Not quite the fireworks this time for Kim Young-sun, excuse me.
잠시만요. 한번.
후반 시작은 단숨에 두 타를 주고 시작을
Pushed off to the right. Somehow the shortest and simultaneously the longest walk. You gotta tap in for bogey. Dropping a stroke here. Pretty remarkable 5 under to get to the front page of the leaderboard for Imi Jung. With 2 holes to play, just 3 strokes back of our leader, remains Pak Bo-mi here at the final round of the 7th KYOCHON Honey Ladies Open.
누군가에겐 갓게이지가 또 누군가에겐 아웃볼 2다일 수도 있습니다. 계속되는 우승 경쟁 SBS 골프에서 함께 해보십시오. 공동 3위 이가영 선수입니다.
And back out to the course. Resume our coverage on the par 4 13th.
좋습니다.
Bouncing to an abrupt halt and sitting up nicely for the birdie putt to come.
정지민 선수고요. 11번
Back a few holes to 11.
티샷입니다.
Chung Ji-min 2 from the sand. Well, she needed a little bit of extra muscle to get out onto the green, but certainly didn't need that much. And Chunuri making some noise on 13, 5 under par. Just stopping up on the fringe. Up 5 positions from the start of the day, 2 under for the round, and 3 strokes back of our leader.
후반 첫 홀에 왔습니다. 10번호 티샷.
The wind certainly wreaking some havoc on Jiansol yesterday. About a 30-meter average drop. A 30-meter drop from her average off the tee. And starting our back 9, just 9 holes away from the first win of her career. Previous best, second place in 2019 in the Queen's Park Championship. 2019 also had a tie for 4th and tie for 6th, the only other top 10 finish of her career. She's playing on a whole different level today. Amy Jung.
17번호 버디 시도.
Left to right birdie putt and gets it to fall. No one hotter on the golf course than her, up 22 positions. 8th birdie, pretty remarkable. 6 under with 1 hole to play. She can birdie the last. Certainly will be putting some serious pressure on our featured group and anyone with title contention hopes.
너무 아쉽네요.
Chip from Chunuri. Just going to leave it a little bit left of the pin.
잘 봤습니다.
Certainly easy to keep track of her, wearing one of her favorite colors in blue and also one of the tallest golfers on tour. Chung Ji-min too from a long way out. It is curving back to the right, but will stop up a couple feet shy of the target. Iga Young. Pretty straight path to the cup, and down that ball goes. It's a birdie on 13, and now 2 strokes back.
이미정 선수와 함께 공동 3위가 됐다. 정지민 선수는 보기 컷입니다.
It was looking like it was heading left, but in the end, escapes only dropping 1 stroke down to 4 under for the competition. Unfortunate miss into the sand and a miss out of the sand as well, leading to that bogey.
지연소 세컨샷.
Pin today at 10, 28 yards deep, 9 yards from the right back edge of the green. And on the par 5, 11th, we find Nahi Yun from 245 meters away from the flagstick. Bouncing through the rough, and we'll sit up on the outer boundary of the fairway. A little bit longer than a 100-meter dash for Chehijin. And she absolutely drills the flagstick. It came to a stomp. Would have been the second eagle in the past 5 or 6 minutes that we've seen at 10. She's trying to keep pace with her group mates who are starting to distance themselves a little bit.
하진 않았었는데 오늘은 핀에 맞고 오히려 조금은 도움을 받는 것 같습니다.
10 professional wins for Chehijin. She was the points leader on the KLPGA Tour in 2020, 19, and 18. The money leader as well in 2019 with a casual 1.2 billion won earned in that year alone. Didn't play at the 6th KYOCHON Honey Ladies Open back in 2019. Her return to the tournament and into the final group on Sunday. You can just see in the exact middle of your screen, and downhill is the flag. It's 145 meters out for Kim Yeon-son. See just how firm and hard these greens are playing today. She's going to get a little bit of a roll back towards the pin, but considering she couldn't really see what she was shooting at from that position other than a slight break through the tall grass, decent on in the end. This is the golfer I'm most curious to keep an eye on here at 18, Im Hee-jung.
마지막 홀입니다.
Hits a rise in the fairway, will come up about 15 meters or so shy. She can still set herself up to birdie out and finish at 7 under par, but it's going to take a good display of the short game. She'll wait for her group mates. We'll check in with her in a few minutes' time. Meanwhile, back to 10. Birdie bid for Jihan Sol to get to a momentary tie for the lead at 8 under. Oh, centimeters away from getting there. Nahi Yun, 103 meters out with the fairway and an uphill mound blocking her view of the green, and she's come up short again. One under for the round. Started the day in a tie for 4th position. Park Ji-young and Park Bo-gyum.
컵범이 들어갔어요.
And an example of why our leader is our leader this weekend. Lights out with the putter. 7 pars and 3 birdies now. First time birdieing the 10th at the weekend here. And that will make that miss for Qian Sul even harder to swallow, just coming up millimeters even short. Look at birdie. Off to the right. No ground to be gained for her. She will mark it and attempt for the par in just a few moments. Jae-hee-jin. She's got one member of the group who can't miss. Sheehan Sul, who is tantalizingly close on a lot of these opportunities, and the frustrations continue for the 21-year-old. That looked like it was destined for the bottom of the cup the whole way through and just squeaked by right at the end. Needs to reset, get that out of her mind. Definitely can't drop to try and keep pace. And she is able to knock down the par. It's a 4, and she will stay 4 strokes back as they head to 11. Kim Yeon-son will find the bottom of the cup, 4 under, where she remains 2 under for the day. Adding just a little bit more breathing room ahead of Jihan Sol is the leader at 9 under par, Pak Bo-mi, as our featured group heads to 11. Imi Jung just about to play an approach onto the green at 18, so we'll catch you up with how she fares there in just a few moments.
예, 점점 더 분위기가 뜨거워지고 있는데요. 그러면 이쯤에서 주최소 인사말을 한번 들어보도록 하겠습니다.
안녕하십니까. 교촌 F&B 주식회사 회장 소진세입니다. 풍성한 봄 햇살에 마음까지 따스해지는 계절에 열리는 교촌 허니 레디스 오픈은 하나의 스포츠 문화 축제로서 다양한 즐거움을 함께하는 차별화된 대회로 많은 사랑을 받아왔습니다. 특히 저희 대회는 매년 지역을 순회하며 전국의 골프 팬들을 직접 찾아가고 있습니다. 7회째를 맞이하는 이번 대회는 서해 바다의 수려한 자연 환경을 품은 안산시 아일랜드 시시에서 132명의 쟁쟁한 선수들이 명경기가 펼쳐집니다. 교촌 허니 레디스 오픈은 매 대회마다 지역 사회 공헌 활동을 펼치며 따뜻한 나눔의 대회로도 위상을 높이고 있습니다. 비록 코로나19로 이번 대회에서는 여러분들과 직접 만나지는 못하지만 TV로 시청하시는 골프 팬들에게 보다 수준 높은 대회로 보답하고자 더욱 최선을 다해 준비했습니다. 제7회 교촌 허니 레디스 오픈에 많은 성원 부탁드리며 시청자 여러분 가정에 건강과 행복이 함께하길 기원하겠습니다. 감사합니다.
Yes, the seventh edition of this event. We will have a new winner this year in 2021. Will we have a first time winner as well? Find out in just a couple of hours. It's our featured group, the last to play at 1. Just starting their back nine. Na Hyun is going to want another attempt at that. You got Young looking a little bit light off the putter. Have to say, despite the conditions at the weekend here, just a remarkable job from the tournament organizers, the tournament committee, to keep this course in absolutely breathtaking shape. And that is the leaderboard as it stands. 600 million won is the purse for this competition. 108 of that will go to our winner. This is, of course, the Island Country Club, situated in the northwest portion of Korea. And the par 5, 11th, 485 meters long and off to the right from the tee. 233 meters from the driver to the second cut. And that is where we find Park Bo-mi. The distance certainly hasn't been her problem. As I said, she leads the tour 270 meters on average with the driver. It is the accuracy that's been coming back to bite her, just 62%, 109th on tour. She cleaned it up yesterday, 93%. And she's starting to pay for the consequences here on 11. Meanwhile, Iga Young wraps up the hole 6 under for the competition. After shortchanging it from the sand, this is the 5th putt, needs this to avoid dropping a stroke. Has her work cut out for her from the fringe. It's a decent effort, but it will be a drop stroke in the end, at least one. Certainly should only be one. Canceling out the birdie to open her round, even par for the day. Down 4 spots into a tie for 8th. 5 players in a tie for 8th at the minute. Well, we followed Pak Young quite a bit yesterday, the second round. She is 2 under. And because we're seeing her for the first time today, I have a feeling this is going to be at least close. Off to the left will stay 7 strokes back. She was, of course, the champion at the KLPGA Championship last week. She is the Tour's points leader, the Tour's money leader with 206, nearly 207 million won earned through 3 events, and a 9-point cushion over Lee So-mi in second. From the rough to the rough, and now looking to get on the green. And that's exactly what she's going to do. Just needs to stop up as it continues to roll. Just 10 yards from the front edge of the green is the pin, 14 yards from the right side of the green. Eight iron here on 12 for Na-hyun. It's a tough run of form, the only one of her group not to find the green. Seen a lot of players making ground on the back 9. Unfortunately for Na-hyun, she is going the opposite direction. 93 meters out from the fairway on the 3rd shot. And getting it to stick. Closest to the pin at the minute. Jae-jin. Well, now we'll find out if Chi-Han-sul can take advantage of a stumble out of the tee box from our leader. This is her approach to the green, 83 meters out. Taking a healthy divot, and it's going to stop. Fortunately, rolling the opposite direction of the pin, but she will play from the front edge of the green. Kim Yeon-seon, lengthy birdie bid. She misses left. Well, is 6 under as close as she's going to get to the leader on the day? It appears that way, leaving that birdie putt short. Can't say enough about the final round performance, though, from Imi Jung. Just the 1 bogey on 6, and just a scorching hot back 9 heading into the clubhouse. Birdies on 1 and 2, and then a terrific run, 12, 13, 14, 15, a par on 16, birdie 17. Kim Yeon-seon, oh no. Down to 1 under for the day. She heads to 16, 6 strokes back of the leader. We've been singing her praises, and for good reason. Up 22 spots at the minute. Round of the day in with a 31. A 66, considering she started at even par for the day. Can't imagine we will see another golfer with a better final round performance. And Imi Jung in a podium position for the time being. And Pak Hyun Kyung. Bogey on the back nine and some pars. Looks like she will be just missing out on a top 10 unless she can pick it up down the stretch. To get to 10 under par. Just leaving it short. Three missed cuts is pretty remarkable considering the form we've seen from her this weekend. Opening round 68, 70 in the second round. And picking up strokes to the good here on Sunday.
이가요? 15번 8번 아이언.
A little bit back to the right. Off the tee on 12.
시력으로 팽타 당하다 보니까 선수도 글을 해서 더위를 피하는 모습들도 볼 수가 있습니다. 지한솔 버디 시도.
Jihan Sol will stay at 7 under, heading to 12. Tough birdie bid that time through.
그렇죠.
Bogeyed at 11 yesterday. Pars in the opening round and the final round. Chenu Ri with a 9 iron on the par 3.
9번 아이언.
And the last to play for birdie at 11 from 5 meters out. Chae Jin catches a piece of the cup. Not enough to get it to fall. Three fives here at 11 for the tournament and staying at 5 under par. Now Hyun, I think as she makes the walk over the next tee block, she's going to have to do something to just reset her mind and get herself locked in the rest of the way. It's going to be another drop. Tie for 4th at the 2019. Missed the cut at the KLPGA last week. Missed the cut in the other opening events of the season, and back-to-back bogeys and down to 3 under for the day. He's a two-time runner-up on the KLPGA Tour. Well, next up for Pak Bo-mi, Chae Hee-jin, and Chi-Han Sol is the par 3 12th, 150 meters. The longest par 3 of the course. Front located pin today with a bunker just off the left edge to guard it. 13 yards deep, 12 yards from the fringe on the left side of the green. That won't be a kind bounce. Average putting distance of 2.3 yards in the second round, 1.8 yards on the season. It's going to be slightly longer than that for her birdie attempt. Take the aerial view and follow this all the way in for Chi-Han Sol. Birdie here yesterday. She had bogeyed 11. It was a good bounce back hole for her here on 12. And she too will be heading down the slope. Obviously take an aggressive shot to go for the front edge of the fairway, but the greens aren't moving particularly fast. Iga Young snapping at the end from right to left and away from the pin. Jae Reem checking in with her for the first time and checking in with her on 18. She birdies to go in with a 33. She was out with a 34. A final round of 67, a 5 under par for the tournament. Another one of the biggest climbers on the day, up 20 positions from where she started the day, going 74, 70, and 67. Tournament score of 211 and into a five-way tie, for 5th position. Seeing a lot of our morning group starting to trickle through the 18th. Everyone is still on the heels of Pak Bo-mi leading the way at the 7th KYOCHON Honey Ladies Open. just short of the green. We will find Jihan Sol first to play. She's picked the putter from the fringe. It's pretty much dead on to the pin. If you were to draw a straight line, of course, the green's not going to make it that easy. And trying to hole out from off the green. It's moving from right to left, and it's going to move a little bit too much. Weight was perfect to the tee. Gina, beg your pardon, doesn't take anything away from the golf stroke, but still will have to hang on at 5 under par. And a tough break for Iga Young. Deflecting off the cup and shooting back out to the left. We're going to say it until she gets there. This is the birdie to get to 10 under par. Another perfectly weighted putt. And converting from in tight after the miss. Iga Young will have that one on her mind as she walks to the next tee. And now Jihan Sol. No birdies to be found from our featured group on 12. Well, when you're in second position, the final day, final 7 holes of the round, and a couple strokes back of someone who seemingly cannot miss, you will take every second you possibly can. It's going to have to be mistake-free from Jihan Sol. And just moments yesterday that she's going to reflect back on, like the double bogey on 3. She certainly stumbled out of the gates. Bogey on 1, double on 3. She limped in with a 37 to go 1 over through the opening 9 holes. Then another bogey on 11, a bogey on 17 for a final round 73. Aside from the bogey on 5, she's been right in the thick of things, gets her par, and does stay 2 back with 6 holes to be played to crown our champion here from the Island Country Club. Jiming Young is who we are following here. Pin high, but the wrong side of the green for her. 4 under and a tie for 9th at the minute. She was near perfect yesterday, but she has bogeys today on 13 and 1 after a spotless first round as well. Park Bo-mi, meanwhile, is away first. This is back on 15. And maybe something we'll have to remember for any of our golfers down the stretch here who do go long on 15, that late breaking movement from right to left. We've seen it snap on a couple of golfers. The latest victim, Kim Boa. Jian Sol, the easily recognizable red shaft on the driver, and very well struck. She's gone birdie and par here in the opening 2 rounds, and she finds the fairway. She's running out of holes to play with just 6 remaining. Jae Jean, she escapes the bunker after going around the front edge of that right fairway bunker. And she hasn't exactly set the back 9 alight in the opening 2 rounds. Just 1 birdie on the back on Friday, 1 birdie on the back yesterday. She's going to need at least 4 if she wants to catch up with Park Bo-mi, who knows a thing or two about going low here, especially the final 3 holes of the day. We're a couple hours away from crowning a champion at the 7th KYOCHON Honey Ladies Open. It's the 4th event of the 2021 KLPGA Tour.
한조 선수들이 6개의 홀을 남겨서 여전히 한독선을 박보미 선수가 달리고 있습니다.
Just a stunning view down the fairway towards the 13th green. Jian Sol, 129 meters out. It's a good flight. Catches the left side of the green and will roll to a stop. Jiming Young. Hang this one up a few centimeters shy of the cup.
같은 종 플레이면은 호수이 완전히 다르다.
Shea Jean's second. Right side of the fairway. Again, looking for that left side of the green, but gonna miss the fringe even into the rough. She had made 15 of 18 greens in regulation yesterday, Kim Boa. And dropping one on 15, she is now 5 back of the leader. First bogey of the third round comes with just 3 holes to play for her now. Speaking of good greens in regulation, yesterday in round 2, 16 of 18 for Bak Bo Mi. Tough looking uphill putt to come, but she is at least putting and has the comfort of knowing she's got a 2-shot cushion. Jiming Young, 1 under for the day, 4 under. She heads to the next. First time checking in with Choi Yan on the day. She is in with a 72, finishing the tournament 1 under par. Still has the unofficial honor of the coolest golf ball on tour. Can't miss that pink golf ball. You know things are getting serious and we're in the home stretch when the leaderboard is only showing 2 names on it. It seems to be a 2-horse race between Chihan Sol and Pak Bo Mi. From the serpentine S edge of the fairway and just leaving it a tap-in's distance away. She's there to put the pressure on, obviously a little bit more pressure if she's able to gain one down the stretch here. But through 13, 2 under for the day and 2 back of the leader. Short left. But it's essentially cruise control from this point forward. She doesn't need to gain much ground, especially when she's seeing her closest competitor failing to make birdies as well. Pars across the scorecards throughout the weekend here on 13 for her. And back to the par 3 15th, it is a 7-iron for Chung Ji Min 2. And collecting the par, as she has done since the 8th hole, Jae Jin. All pars for her as well on 13. They will head to 14. Just 5 holes to play. We're getting pretty familiar with this 14th, the dog leg right. So you got to come uphill from the tee blocks and then downhill towards the green. Look out to sea on your way down as well, off to the left. Top of the landing zone would get you within 100 meters of the pin. Front left bunker off to the right perimeter of the green as well. And today the pin, 24 yards deep, about halfway through the green, 6 yards from the edge, and you can see a little uphill putt as well. And not going to be kind from that location. Yesterday it was 10 yards from the front, 7 yards from the right, and on the opening day 16 and 8. So certainly the toughest pin position saved for the most important day of the tournament. Absolutely crushed. We've been treated to some nice sounding golf shots. That certainly is amongst the best. There's nothing quite like a purely struck and, quite frankly, crushed shot off the tee. And last to tee off from the shade, Jae Jin. A driver let her down yesterday, 7 of 14 fairways in regulation. She's off again. 42nd best mark on tour in terms of accuracy through the opening events of the season, but 12th longest distance at 259 meters on average. Yiga Young on the approach, landing a little bit further back from pin high and rolling down. She as well, 4 strokes back, up 9 positions on the day. She plays 17. Meanwhile on 18, Pak Min Ji. Would have been a good capper on her tournament to be able to putt out from there. The tap in and she is through all 54 holes. Today it is a 71, finishing at 2 under par here at the Island Country Club. It's been a long journey for Pak Bo Mi. She is getting ever closer to her ultimate goal of winning here on the KLPGA Tour. 2-shot cushion over Chi Han Sol with 5 holes to play. They're in the fairway. We'll pick up with them when we come back.
마지막 조 선수들이 경기를 마치기까지 5홀이 남아 있습니다. 5홀의 끝은
Checking back in on 15. And the nasty right to left strikes again. Just adding one more victim. It is playing a very tough hole indeed here on the final day. Only 4 birdies carded today on 15. And meanwhile, Chunuri, she's going to need every yard of this very narrow green on 17. The back portion flattens out. She was 13 yards away, the flagstick on 17, and Chunuri lands pretty well 13 meters, or 13 yards, excuse me, away, heading to her next shot. These are the two players, the best odds to take home that stunning gold trophy. Pak Bo-min knows she's not there yet, but she is certainly in the driver's seat. 148 meters. They're playing downhill towards the green here. And she's off to the right. She's going to bounce off the putting surface. She'll have to play from the right edge with her next shot. As a neutral, you love any bit of drama down the stretch. We certainly saw drama last week on the 17th and 18th holes. It was certainly no guarantee that Pak Young was going to defend her KLPGA championship title. It was decided by the putters. A one-stroke edge was what it took last week, I beg your pardon. The second for Chansol. She's going to hit and stick. It's further off to the left than she would have liked, but she will be putting. Meanwhile, dejection, and for obvious reasons, Chen Jimin too, getting the worst of the final par 3 of her round. And last to play onto the green, Jae Jin. Similar distance as Jihan Sol. And down the hill on the trot they go. Two players putting, one just off to the right. Into the final stretch. You got Young, oh so close to the birdie, just leaving it left. Tap in to stay 4 back of the lead, 5 under, and she will head to her final hole of the tournament. This is on 18, Pak Hyung to get out with a birdie. Pretty much like clockwork, she is averaging 2 putts on these par 4s and 5s. No more ground to be gained on her tournament. Chanuri. Decent up from there. Very decent indeed. So if she heads to 18, that would have been an important one to get into a tie for second position. 3 under for the day, Chanuri. I think Kim Yeon-son was expecting a little bit better of a line read there, dropping another. 3 bogeys on the back to eliminate all of her hard work on the front. She was out with the 33, in with the 39 for a final round, even par 72. Well, our featured group has reached the green and chipping from off the right. Pakbo Mi, and is she chipping in? No. When you can hit your wedges and play your short game as if it's a putter, well, doesn't really matter what club you have to, what club you choose or what club the caddy hands you will contribute to low scores. Pakbo Mi just making sure she's not stepping in anybody's lines and is good to tap in. Steady through 13, steady through 14. 6 straight pars on those 2 holes. Dusting off the palms, and perhaps they're getting just a little bit sweaty. She is 4 holes away from the first win of her professional career here on the KLPGA Tour. At some point, if she wants any chance, she's going to have to start to get some of these tough birdies to fall. From about 7 meters out. It's looking good, and it's into the bottom of the cup. Here's the drama we've been long awaiting, and finally getting within 1. Her first birdie since 8, and it's just a 1-shot difference. Heading to 15. Birdied here in round 1, and birdied here. You can hear the caddy coaxing it in all the way. Fist bumps all around. .3 meters out. Che Hei-jin. This is another good-looking putt. Does it have the legs? Oh. Her last win, the ADT Caps Championship in 2020. Coincidentally, the same tournament that Chi Han-seo won the last time, and the only time she's won on the KLPGA Tour in 2017. More golfers finishing their round. Park Hyung-kyung. Final round 71, in with a 36. 2 birdies on the day, 1 bogey. So there will be no consecutive wins on the KLPGA Tour for the 21-year-old. Proving once again how hard it is to win on tour and how it's even harder to defend and go back-to-back wins. While they are the 25th group to play, the final par 3 of the round, 139 meters. Bunkers off the front left, relatively centrally located pin today in the third and final round here at 15. 15 yards off the front, 13 yards off the left. So as we wait for them to arrive at the 15th tee, we can tell you that there's only been 4 birdies here on the day, 13 bogeys, a double bogey, and 51 pars. And if they're landing long and sort of from their position looking down to the green, long and left, from our vantage point off to the right, they will have to be mindful of that snap break within a few meters of the cup. Pak Bo-mi is the first to arrive. Hasn't been able to find a birdie here yet in the tournament. Same with Chae Jin. They've parred it every time they've played it. Chihan Sul, the only one to be able to birdie it, as you can see on our looking graphic there to explain the landing for everyone. Everyone has gone long. And it was a birdie here yesterday for Chihan Sul. (152nd) in the Rolex World Golf Ladies Rankings. Highest mark of 2021 for her, and with the performance we're seeing again from her, she's set to climb even higher. Tied for 13th last week at the KLPGA Championship. She did her damage like she has done in this tournament in the opening round, with an opening round 67. And then she was pretty even Steven the rest of the way with a 72, 74, and 72 to wrap up the event. And it's just been steady progress from her, turning pro in 2014. She's 33rd in the prize money rankings for the year, and yes, just the one KLPGA Tour win back in 2017. But she missed the cut to start the season at the Lottie Rent-A-Car Ladies Open. And it was a tie for 38th at the Masters, 13th in a tie last week, and now within 1 stroke of the lead here at the 4th event of the season. As we wait for everyone to arrive at 15, let's head out to 18, Iso Mi. 2 under, she heads to the final green of the tournament. And just screeching to a halt at the back edge. She is 2nd in the KLPGA points rankings, 9 back. Pak Hyung-kyung, 3rd in the money rankings, 164 million won to her name. Fresh off her birdie, she has the honor of teeing off first. She was 14 yards back of the pin in round 1. Certainly a lot closer yesterday when she did pick up her birdie just 9 yards away. This is the first time she's come up short of the pin. Different approach. We'll see how it shakes out for her when she gets to the green. As I mentioned, 2 pars here at 15 for Pak Bo-mi. Opening round, she left it within 8 yards. back and right, so sort of centrally and to the right edge of the green. Yesterday she was absolutely dead on with her line, almost 10 yards behind the pin. And this is the best shot of her tournament. Gonna leave herself a very makeable birdie bid. She's been very close to getting to 10 under par. Birdied at 10, it's been 4 straight pars. Iga Young, meanwhile, check in with her. Landing it just beside the cup. Rolling towards the back and coming to a stop. She's pin high, but she's off to the left. And the 21-year-old has been working on trying to regain her form. It was a decent start to her season, tied for 12th at the opener, tied for 7th at the Masters, and then the wheels just sort of fell off for her. She didn't play particularly poorly at the KLPGA Championship. 2 over through 2 rounds, but not nearly low enough to make the cut and head into the weekend. Trying to last chance to try and get a bit closer to our top 2, and that's going to help to set up the birdie putt. It's a 2-horse race. Iga Young, she's got 3 holes to play, but she needs to start picking up some ground as time is running out. Afternoon ticks on just after 3 p.m. local time in Korea. Getting closer and closer to crowning a champion here at the 7th KYOCHON Honey Ladies Open. As we resume our coverage, getting it in tight. KYOCHON. For your average weekend hit about with you and your mates, playing close to even par would be a good score. Unfortunately for KYOCHON, it's not going to get the job done today. She is at the bottom of the leaderboard in this group to get to 9 under. Oh, Sol just leaving it off to the right. Can't make it consecutive birdies here at 15, though she was close. 3 holes to play, 1 stroke behind Bakbo Mi, unless she's able to cash in on her birdie attempt. Three meters away. 50% probability of a birdie here. Has to come back up the hill. If she does, she can restore her 2-stroke lead. She's missed it to the right. Sol can breathe a bit of a sigh of relief. She hasn't been able to crack this par 3 15th all tournament long. Another par. Another hole down. And back to 18. Yiga Young trying to finish her round with the birdie to get to 6 under par. She's underhit it. Final round 69 to finish the tournament. 5 under par, 9 positions up from where she started the day in a tie for 5th position.
이제 마지막 선수들이 이거 공격 시장을 사람들이 구경해서 진행을 해주셔야 될것 같아요.
안녕하세요, 김정입니다. 저는 지금 교촌 허니 레이디스 오픈이 열리는 아일랜드 CC 16번 홀에 와 있는데요. 선수들이 굉장히 어렵게 플레이가 된다고 해서 제가 어떤지 직접 쳐보려고 나왔습니다. 근데 어렵게 플레이되는 이유가 바로 보니까 페어웨이가 굉장히 좁고요. 또 바람까지 불게 되면 왼쪽에 페널티 구역이 굉장히 신경이 쓰일 수밖에 없어서 티샷부터 까다롭게 플레이되는 홀입니다. 제가 한번 쳐볼게요. 이렇게 치면 어려워지죠? 와우, 굿샷! 네, 이 홀은 밀물과 삶을 때 바람의 방향이 다르다고 하는데요. 밀물 때는 왼쪽에서 오른쪽, 삶을 때는 오른쪽에서 왼쪽. 코스의 공략 방향성 서는 게 굉장히 중요할 것 같습니다. 아, 다행히 그래도 페어웨이 공은 지켰는데요. 지금 핀이 오늘 또 맨 뒤에 있는 핀이라서 남은 거리가 만만치 않아 보이는데 역시 남은 거리가 158m가 남았습니다. 게다가 또 핀 앞에 벙커가 있기 때문에 선수들이 가장 까다롭다고 하는 이 왼쪽 뒷핀의 줄까지 제가 한번 보여드리겠습니다. 158m라서 저는 5번 아이언을 잡았거든요. 어머, 똑바로 갔는데 짧았네요. 와, 그린 위에 올라왔는데요. 우선 그린 사이즈가 굉장히 큽니다. 바로 지금 꽂혀있는 핀이 굉장히 까다롭게 플레이되는 핀이기 때문에 이런 경우에는 그린 중앙쯤을 공략하는 게 가장 좋고요. 핀이 앞쪽에 있을 때는 조금 바로 공략을 해서 점수를 좀 잘 벌 수가 있으니까요. 이렇게 좀 공략적인 플레이로 선수들이 좋은 플레이 하기를 바랍니다.
Okay, good shot.
언제까지 잡고 있는 거야?
Well, it all comes down to the final 3 holes. Second to last par 4 of the round. Chihan Sol, she's parred here. Both times she's played 16. Will be looking to put another circle on her scorecard. Starting off very well, looking promising down the middle of the fairway. Birdie par, first 2 times through for Pak Bo Mi. And just once again flexing her power off the tee. 279 meters is her average distance with the driver. That leads everyone on the KLPGA Tour. Chanu Ri to get to 7 under. She plays for her 54th and final hole of the tournament. Out with the 36, 3 birdies down the stretch for a 33 to come in, and 6 under is where she finishes for the tournament. Isomi at 2 under par with a final round of 72. Well, this is how our 2 competitors at the top of the leaderboard have approached the green. That second round shot that nearly found the sand is not something she will want to replicate today. Brief pause in the action as they wait for the group in front of them to wrap up here on 16. Time to rehydrate, glance down at the notes, finalize the game plan, the plan of attack. And what must be running through their minds right now? If there's nerves, Pak Bo Mi certainly isn't showing it. Looking calm, cool, and collected. That's certainly one way to approach the final stretch with the trophy just about a kilometer ahead of them, waiting for one of these 2 golfers more than likely. They will always show the cool, even-keeled demeanor on the outside, but sure it's a slightly different, slightly more anxious story on the inside.
지한솔 선수가 쭉 들었습니다.
Kim Se-romi, Na-hee-yeon, and Park Ji-young, the 23rd group, the group directly in front of them. That's who we're waiting on at the minute.
박보미 선수, 통산 2승 도전하는 지한솔 선수입니다. 근데 아까 잠깐 박보미 선수하고
Kim Se-romi, 1 over for the day, 3 under par. Na-hee-yeon, we saw some of her struggles earlier in the round, earlier in our coverage. Identical situation to Kim Se-romi. And 3 over on the day, reversed the previous 2 we just described, is Park Ji-young, 1 under for the tournament, but in line to shoot a 75. All clear down the hill. It's 148 meters to the hole. First to play is Chien Sol. Almost as straight as an arrow. Come to a stop, roughly pin high. All she can ask of herself is to give herself a chance, and that's what she's done with that approach. The second for the 21-year-old. She turned pro in 2017. And she is off the green to the back. 10 professional wins. Last on the KLPGA was in 2020. She was second at the 2017 US Women's Open, second at the 2018 Australian Open, both on the LPGA Tour. Well, let's try and do some quick math here. 240 meters from the tee to the fairway for Park Bo-mi. Much further out than Ji-hyun Sol, who's got the advantage at least here on 16 as they make their walk down to the green. And look out to the yellow sea. Will be sad to leave the Island Country Club, just a fantastic host to this 7th KYOCHON Honey Ladies Open.
잠시 후에 돌아와서 진짜 중계방송 이어드리겠습니다.
It's the final stretch. 2.5 holes to play, well, 2 full holes and some putts to be played here on 16 before we crown a champion here on Championship Sunday.
와서 여기서는 문제를 그거보다 조금 더 맞추고 하는 것 같아요.
이제 마지막 조 선수들이 경기를 마치기까지 단 3홀을 남겨놓고 있습니다. 그러면 16번 대에서 단독 2위 선수는 버디 찬스, 단독 3위 선수는 조금은 애매한 거리를 생각하고 있습니다.
And welcome back to the Island Country Club. Just off the green, we find KYOCHON. Putting from the fringe. Speed looks okay. Not quite what it would take, however, to get into the cup. Tough to bash, nearly a par-perfect performance from one of the best in the country. But just okay has been sort of the story of the day for the 21-year-old. Next week we head to Suwon, which is about 50 kilometers south of Seoul, for the NH Investment and Securities Ladies Championship. Despite the event being cancelled last year, KYOCHON will go in as the defending champion. Tie for 5th would do a lot for confidence, despite this round not going to plan. But whatever scouting report Pak Bo-mi had on this course is playing out to near perfection. Speaking of near perfection, I'll get in the hole. Stops up short. She will stay at 9 under, heading to the final par 4 of the tournament.
파로 먼저 맞췄습니다. 누구에게나 우승이 간절하지 않진 않겠지만 일단 이 챔피언즈 세 선수 가운데서는 두 선수가 우승을
The window is starting to close.
12점 차.
Can she jam a foot in and keep it open a crack? It's going to take a big time putt here. Not out of the realm of possibility by any stretch. It's a tough putt without pressure. Add in that component and, well, make it even more daunting for her. Looks a little bit left to right, slightly downhill. Let's see what she can do. 4 birdie and a share of the lead, and she's missed it left around the edge of the cup and out. She's let another opportunity slide.
스코어하지 못하면서 지한 선두 핫타 차를 유지하고 이제 홀에 2홀을 남겨놓습니다.
Could end up being an expensive miss in terms of the purse. But she's still right in this thing. I said a 600 million won purse, 108 million going to the winner, 66 to the runner-up, 48 for third, 30 for fourth, 24 million for fifth, and the list will cascade from there. And she does make good on her par attempt. She got up to 5 under with a birdie on 6. Dropped a shot on 8, and it has been pars all the way through since that point for Chae-Hee-Jin. It is 336 meters from the tee. Par 4 17th. She certainly can't have a repeat of the bogey she picked up yesterday to have any chance. And down the fairway towards the big painted target. Yesterday, the pin played 17 yards from the front, 12 yards from the left. Today, it is 21 yards from the front and 13 yards from the right, about 2/3 of the way down the green. On 16, it was a 264.5-yard drive for Pak Bo-mi. 240 meters. All three have teed off. All three are in the fairway. With the group in front of them just finishing up on the green, there should be no delay once they reach their second shots. Our camera crew ready to meet them. The number of players on course is thinning down. Still just an absolutely marvelous day. The final round of the 7th KYOCHON Honey Ladies Open. The field whittling down to the final two. The two with the best shot at taking home the title. 19 degrees on course. The wind got the memo that it was Championship Sunday. Got the memo that it was no longer welcome. Down to a steady 5 meters per second, 18 kilometers per hour. We saw some flag sticks nearly at 90 degrees on Friday and Saturday. Nice enough today that KYOCHON, as we saw her finishing off at 18, decided it was warm enough for the skirt. And yes, a live look at the leaderboard. 9 under, 5 under, and 8 under. The latter belonging to that woman, the 24-year-old Jihan Sol. She was tied for 43rd at this tournament the last time it was contested in 2019. Second round score of 69 to put herself in the hunt, but then blowing up on Championship Sunday with a 76. Hasn't finished inside the top 10 through the opening 3 events of the season. 33rd on the season prize money table. Both she and Pak Bo-mi were tied with their greens in regulation, 69.5%. Yesterday, the tournament leader, much more accurate from the fairway, at 89%, making 16 of 18 greens in regulation. It was a much more difficult day for Jihan Sol, only 12 of 18 greens made. She's below the big painted target. Our group in a group on the right side of the fairway. It's 123 meters out up the hill towards the 17th green. She's seemingly willing it forward, perhaps needing to will it to stop. Catches the fringe. He drew a line from the exact center of the front edge of the fairway and went straight to the back. That is where Jihan Sol has landed. Chaehae Jean birdied here in the opening round on 17. Would be a good consolation for her if she was able to replicate that. Also off to the back edge of the green. She's going to catch the hill and it's going to roll back a foot or two. Two golfers on the green, 2 golfers at the back of the green. Pak Bo-mi has birdied this hole every time she's played it. Can she set herself up for a third? Could be a deciding one. No, she is the longest and she's even off the rough and into the sand. What were we saying earlier about how much we love some late round drama? Well, we're getting a piece of it there. An uncharacteristic miss for her. Doesn't reach. In 2. Meanwhile, this is on 18. Birdie looked to end the round and just gonna stop up less than a ball length away. And it is a tap in to finish. Out with a 35, in with a 36 for a 1 under round. 4 under for the tournament for Chae Min Young. to a tie for 8th with Kimboa, and the two of those players shooting identical tournaments, 70, 71, 71. Pakpomi counting her paces, trying to decide on a landing area. She's got a 40% bunker save percentage. That is 53rd on tour. And that is a very good out from there. Jihan Sol will be hard-pressed to do much better with the putter. We're not going to crown her just yet, but those are the shots of a champion. When you're so locked in, you finally show a crack in your armor, but you're able to bounce back with a great recovery just like that. As I said, 40% bunker save through 3 tournaments. Last year, in her 17 tournaments that she competed in, she was 23rd with a 47% bunker save percentage. Quick meeting of the minds to try and figure out this break. It's going to go downhill, then it has to come back up towards the pin. Tough to get an exact read from that camera vantage point, though it is a very good look at what faces her. My guess says right to left, but that could change 2 or 3 times between where she is on the fringe and where the flag stick is. This could be a tournament decider. Get it close. She's gonna result in pretty much the exact same look for par as the leader. One from the sand, one with the putter from the fringe.
한거리가 그 정도 가야 되겠죠. 왜냐면 여기가 생각보다 많이 될 것 같아요.
공동위의 최진 선수입니다. 한 차례도 나오지 않고 있는데요. 지금 거리가 많지는 않습니다.
Birdie to get back into a tie for a podium position with Imi Jung and Chunuri. The weight looked nearly perfect, just a little bit missed, excuse me, to the right. No, this is not a recording. It is a par for Che Hei-jing. Jihan Sol, if slightly away from Pak Bo Mi. Close your eyes, open the stance, try and get a read of the slope. And she'll step a few paces back down on one knee and try and do the same. Just all about information gathering in this game. She did the job with her third to put herself in this position to get her par.
잘 지나가야 됩니다.
Birdie in round one, bogey in round two. Maybe the most important par putt of her entire tournament to stay at 8 under par. Again, nerve-wracking all the way down. Caught the right part, the correct part, to be more precise, of the cup, of the edge of the cup, and down it goes.
끝까지도 진짜 볼 수가 없는 상황이 이어졌습니다.
The lead is 1. 1 is where it will stay with a converted par. And she does just that.
마무리 지었습니다. 이제
She broke her streak of back-to-back birdies on 17. It's a par today, and it is a one-shot advantage heading to the 54th and final hole of this 7th KYOCHON Honey Ladies Open. Let's give you a look at it now. This is how they played it in the opening 2 rounds. Birdie for Pak Bo Mi in the opening round. 2 pars for Chi Han Sol. 2 pars as well for Che Hei Jin. Well, she took the honors back with her birdie on 14. She is the first to tee off here. The par 5, 482 meter, 527 yard, 18th hole. And away we go.
지한선 선수의 마지막 홀 티샷.
Caddy likes it, golfer likes it, and that's why into the fairway.
거리상으로 박보미 선수와 지한선 선수가 꽤 많이 격차가 있기 때문에 박보미 선수가 조금은 유리할 수 있습니다.
It's the biggest hole of her young career, and perhaps some nerves showing. While she leads the tour in driving distance, when she lands it in the fairway, she is still on the cart path, finally popping out on the left side of the fairway.
다시 또 뒤로 와요. 마지막 홀에서 예기치 못한 변수.
Well, you've got to be lucky to be good. Good to be lucky. Oh, and now we're going to lose some of those yards. Maybe it's going to find that little V. Yes, it is. She'll get some relief.
살이 돋았어요. 예.
That could have ended in a much different direction. Let's watch this again. You can tell right away she knew it was offline. Was heading left, bounced right away, and as if it was a train being pulled down the tracks, going and going and going, bumper like bowling off the rough on the other side of the cart path, stopping up there. We'll roll down about 5 meters or so.
천호수로 가는 길이 이렇게
And I think that expression from Chi Han-sol just about sums it up. You've got to be kidding me. And that is where the ball came to rest. Well, it won't be too difficult for her to find it.
그래서 참 상대의 실수를 기대를 해야 되는 상황입니다. 자, 이 마지막 조 선수들의 상황 조금 더 가까이에서 들어보겠습니다. 강단한
Well, I have a feeling she will be the third and final member of this group to hit. Safe to say she has the longest drive on 18, probably of the entire tournament.
예. 그렇네요.
And that was nearly a lost golf ball, save for the metal grating to cover up the drain. Well, as she approaches, finds out just how far she's rolled, let's have a look at the scorecard from everyone who's played 15. We'll count them up in real time for you, the birdies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11 and 12 birdies on the day from our 75 golfer field here in the third round.
자, 앞섰던 티샷 상황 다시 한번 보겠습니다.
And one final look. In the interim, I'll get a count for you on the bogeys.
바운스가 된 이후에 카트도로를 맞고
I have to say, I have not seen that in real life.
안쪽으로
Seen it in video games. That's some Happy Gilmore level fortune. I just love the head nod from Chien-so. Like, yep, it's just been one of those days for the 28-year-old.
약간 뒤쪽으로 흘러내려가면서 이거 자칫 큰일 나는 것 아닌가라는 생각이 들었는데 일단 파5 홀이고요. 거리적으로 이득을 많이 받기 때문에
8 bogeys, 1 double bogey here at 18 from Unsung Yi, who had a disappointing day with 2 double bogeys on the scorecard. She finished 9 over on the day, started at even par. Well, the official comes over.
가까운 부재 지점을 한번 정해보세요. 사용할 클럽.
머리부터 제거해야 되는데 첫 번째.
Well, as they iron out where she will take her second shot from, in the meantime, Jihan Sol will hit hers. Uphill. It's the best thing she can do is keep it low. Send it running up the fairway. When I made the appeal for drama on 18, I don't think I ever in my wildest dreams would have had that in the back of my mind. Meanwhile, on the green, Nagyan, close but no cigar, the story of her round, unfortunately for her. She was tied for 4th last year. She taps in to finish off her tournament. Meanwhile, back up on the fairway, this is the second for Jae-hee-jin, excuse me. And she is heading to the beach. Okay, ball in hand, and yes, with the new drop rules, just below the kneecap. Well, we have our verdict. The This is where she will play her second from.
스니커즈는
We'll try and get a number for you shortly, just what the official distance is for that shot from the tee. In the meantime, the two remaining players in their group are off to find the result of their second shots. And in the brief lull, we will catch up with the 23rd group. This is a par attempt for Pak Jiyoung. And she does finish with a 75 in the third and final round, 1 under for the tournament, but also the shot of the tournament, that eagle out on 10 from 125 yards out. I'm sure we will be seeing that in the final round highlights in just a few minutes' time. Kim Se-ro-mi, she started the day in 4th position. She is 2 over on the day. Currently in a tie for 13th position. Lots of golfers in with a 214, and that is what she will finish her tournament with as well. 2 over 74, 37 out, 37 in. We see some pretty well-dressed golfers on this tour. I think Kim Se-ro-mi might be the best of the bunch. That's a very good Sunday look. Not quite as infamous as Tiger's Sunday Red, but impressive nonetheless. Okay, 200 meters out. Well, let's do some math. That is 282 meters from the tee. And this was what I was curious about. If the delay, if the unorthodox circumstances was going to throw her off her rhythm. She's just in behind that left bunker. And that must make Chi-Han Sol feel much better. We are into our 4th hour of coverage, just having finished our 3rd. It is 4 p.m. local time in Korea, our final group of the day.
넘어가더라도 핀거리
Approaching the green here on 18.
넘어뜨려서 거기서 그러면 한 번 더 세게 갈 수 있잖아.
뒷바람 없는 거죠?
뒷바람
Jolt of energy,
속성.
jolt of
손만
there's
보고
still a
제거리 다
chance
찍어버려.
for Chi-Han Sol.
70.
자, 이 느낌이 샤프트 하나 오른쪽 본다는 느낌으로 그냥 찍어버리자.
Her 3rd from 70 meters from the pin. She's unsure. Well, in terms of must-makes, that isn't the easiest one. And just what a remarkable path to where Pak Bo-mi is. She turned pro in 2016. In 2015, she had 2 wins on the Dream Tour. She returned to the Dream Tour in 2018. 1 win on that season. It was July 26th, the last time she won a competition in a KLPGA affiliated event. back in PGA she won. She returned in 2019. Of course, everyone had that unimaginable season in 2020. Disruptions because of the COVID-19 pandemic. This event's certainly one of the casualties. Our next event, canceled last year as well. And then it didn't seem like there was going to be much different in terms of how this season was going to start for the 28-year-old. She's 242nd in the Rolex rankings after having missed the cut in the first 3 events of the season. She was even par at the KLPGA Championship last week. And now she is just a couple of shots away from winning her first professional title. KYOCHON, she's done that about a dozen times in her professional career, still just 21 years old. But this tournament, this day especially, has not gone to plan. Found the bunker, and out of the bunker and into the rough, still not on the green. Just landing too far behind the ball in the sand, and she will have to chip on. Sheehan Sol still the only one on the green. Must be getting a little bit lonely up there, but it is giving her plenty of time to come up with her plan here. And whether or not she absolutely must make it to stay in contention, well, that depends on what Pak Bo Mi is able to do from just behind the bunker. This pin on 18 is 9 yards away from the back edge and 9 yards away from the left edge of the green. This is the 4th for KYOCHON. Needed a lot of lob. Missing the green short, and she still has a lengthy putt ahead of her. Okay. This could go really one of two ways. It's another good recovery. That particular lie really isn't too bad. She's gone very aggressive with a bit of a punch, skirting over the sand and coming up level with the pin. I don't think I could ever have the confidence that she just displayed there, because if she underhits that and she goes back in the sand, doesn't get on the green, she may not even be heading to a playoff, but she might be losing this tournament. If that bounces the wrong way off the mound, if it heads left, that could have thrown her chance at her first professional title in jeopardy. It works out for her, though. My goodness. I don't think that this is what she had in mind at the 18th tee. A trip down the cart path, missing behind the bunker. Well, we've got our answer. Jihan Sol needs this putt to put the pressure on. It would be a birdie to get her up to 9.
이제 두 선수 다 버디 펫을 남겨놓고 있는데
9 under par, that is.
상당히 좀 긴 펫들입니다.
Tied for 43rd at this event in 2019. Tied for 13th last week. Trying to win for just the second time in her career and the first since 2017 at the ADT Caps Championship. And the 28-year-old Pak Bo-mi, 242nd ranked ladies golfer in the world, wasn't on anybody's radar heading into this tournament. Well, she made her presence known.
우선 최혜진 선수의 펫 때문에
Chae-Hei Jean to avoid dropping a shot. And she is going to drop one. She can tap this in. Will be a 4 under par score for the tournament.
여기 사실 오늘 최혜진 선수이기 때문에 그래도 기대치가 높을 수밖에 없는 상황. 이제 박보미와 지한솔의 싸움.
This certainly isn't a sport where you can dwell on every shot of your round, but you look to moments where things could have been different. That double on 6, or excuse me, that 6 on 3 in the second round for Jihan Sol springs to mind right away. Even just a bogey on that hole makes this a very different situation. So many variables in this sport, all about hitting the next. It's a constant battle for perfection, a constant battle to reset and refocus, and these are the moments you play for.
지한솔. 성공하면
This, her birdie on 18 to get to 9 under par,
지한솔
and it's just gonna come up short.
들어가지 않았어요. 지한솔이 먼저
It's a final round 69
마무리 지었습니다.
for Jihan Sol.
예. 너무나도 아쉬워하는
And
지한솔.
she knows that barring a calamity,
예, 손에 모든 것이 달려 있습니다.
she's going to come up just short. This is the view from her vantage point. Just didn't move back to the left until the very end.
끝까지 타이트한 승부를 이어왔던 지한솔. 마지막 10대만 퇴원을 잘 못했습니다.
In the eyes of an entire country, a country that loves its golf, turn to Pak Bo-mi. 2 strokes for the championship.
버디 퍼트. 박보미.
Well, it would have been a lot more dramatic that way to finish 10 under. And good for you. Mark your ball and let this whole environment soak in. Of course, you can only wish that there was a course packed with fans to cheer her on, and that's when Jihan Sol realized that it was going to be second place for her on the day. This to drop a stroke. 54th hole of the tournament. Second bogey of the round. Bogeys on 2 and a bogey on 18.
박보미 선수의 챔피언 퍼트. 깔끔하게
It's a moment, a lifetime in the making. A first-time champion on the KLPGA Tour as Pak Bomi wins the 7th KYOCHON Honey Ladies Open.
정말 멋진 플레이를 펼치고 박보미 프로가 우승을 차지했습니다. 진심으로 축하드립니다.
언니 너무 잘했어요.
축하드립니다.
축하드려요.
스코어카드 들어가.
여기 보고 손 한 번만. 여기 보고 손 한 번만 하자.